Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what is up? My name's Tatianna Anesa. You have come to the right place if you love makeup, you love hauls, you just love, I don't know, just talking about a bunch of random stuff. If you love all things makeup, this is the place for you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go. If you don't know, I am obsessed with blush. I mean, you should know. If you've been here for a while, I talk about blush all the time. Blush is my favorite step in my makeup routine. Some people love foundation, some people love eyeshadow. Yes, eyeshadow is fun. Who doesn't love eyeshadow? But when it comes to blush, I just feel like blush is like that one thing that you just gotta have. It brings life back into your face. I just feel like it brings everything together and I'm super obsessed with it. So a lot of you guys have been asking me on a lot of my recent videos, recent TikToks, what blush am I wearing? And it's these blushes. I had to make a dedicated video on these blushes because I've been getting so many comments and DMs about it. So I'm like, hello, let me just make a video about it and share my thoughts on it. So I am gonna apply them for you guys live on camera and give you all the gist and all that. Well, of course I could say these blushes do retail for $21. I did pick up 2 out of the 4 in the collection and we're gonna get into all of that if you keep on watching. So I have these 2 blushes right here. I am honestly so obsessed with these blushes. Like, you guys have no idea how obsessed I am with these blushes. Okay, so this is why I had to make a video on this. If no one watches this video, that's okay, because I know I'm pretty late, first of all, but I have to share my thoughts on these blushes with you guys because I have been getting a lot of comments on my recent videos on what blush am I wearing. So I had to make this video because I haven't even talked about these on camera or anything like that or done a look with these. So I wanted to make its own dedicated video because they deserve its own dedicated video. So like I said, I have the shades Charming Cherry and Berry Juicy. So we're gonna use both today on both of my cheeks. So we're gonna start off with the shade Berry Juicy. This one is the 3rd deepest in the collection out of the 4. The one thing about these blushes is that they are extremely tiny. So if I was to compare them to the Glowish bronzer, which I am super obsessed with, if you guys have not tried out the Glowish bronzer, you are seriously missing out. I use this bronzer throughout the entire summer. I think this is an amazing bronzer to kind of like set any cream product you have, or you can use it on its own, but I just love the texture on this. And normally when you see a product like this that has like this kind of swirl in the pan, normally it's like an overlay on the product, but this is actually how the product is made. I have gone into this bronzer so many times, but I haven't even made a dent in it, which is crazy. And the swirl has stayed. I've like swirled my brush in this, I've rubbed my finger in it. The swirl is there and it just comes on like this, super pigmented. This is the shade 05 Rich. I think this is the deepest bronzer shade. Hopefully she expands on this and the blushes, but let's get into the blushes. So this one, Berry Juicy. So this blush is super tiny, you guys, like very small. And I honestly wish it was a lot bigger, not gonna lie. This is like really tiny. Like you gotta like have the right brush for this product. So right now I'm just gonna use my Bling Brush F15 brush for this product. So what I like to do is I like to put it in, and you can't really just like tap. I mean, you could, but I think it's just better if you swirl your brush in there and it just picks up on the brush. So I'm just gonna take this and place this on my cheek and just tap it on. I don't know why with these blushes, I like to do a tapping motion. I don't know. They blend really beautifully. Honestly, I don't feel like you can go overboard with these particular blushes. I just feel like they give like the most beautiful flush of color. I can build this up too and make it more intense. But I just think this is so pretty. It kind of gives you like a little bit of a luminosity. I do have a little bit of highlighter on that I went in with first, but I just feel like it gives you this gorgeous flush of color. Like you can see compared to this side of my cheek, the flush of color that it gives me. I love it. Love it. And then on the other cheek, I want to go in with the shade Charming Cherry. Now this is the deepest in the collection. This one is like a really, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain the color on this one. It does give you, it's like cherry. I mean, it's a great way to describe it, but it gives you like this really gorgeous pinkish reddish kind of tone. I think it's stunning. So I'm just going to go in with my bling brush, the F5 brush, swirl my brush in here. Both of the blushes have that really cool swirl in them, so you won't really mess up the product. And then I'm just also going to take it and start to tap this onto my cheek. As you guys can see, this one is a lot more pigmented. I really don't even have to go in with a second layer like I did with this one to build it up, because this one is already super, super intense. And like I said, I really feel like just tapping the product on is like the best way to apply this product. This is so pretty. Like, look at this. So this side right here is Charming Cherry. It definitely is a lot redder. I love both of them. Honestly, when I'm just like really in the mood, I'll use both of them. This one I think is probably my favorite one. I really, really love this. If you love like really punchy blushes like I do, because if you guys don't know, like blush is just my favorite. If you guys like punchy blushes like this, then I really recommend this formula. It's only $21. Like, it's great. You know, I do wish you get a little more product, but these are really stunning. I have not picked up another blush. I have just been using these two. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some more of the Charming Cherry, and I'm just gonna kind of even out my cheeks because I do have somewhere to go. So I'm just gonna place Charming Cherry kind of like towards the back on this side and kind of fluffing it up a bit, just to kind of like even this out. I am going to clean up under the eyes with my Jaclyn Cosmetics under eye palette like I always do when it comes to blush. But this is super, super stunning. And I'm just going to focus it towards the back. And then I'm going to go back into Berry Juicy, and I'm just going to take some of that and just focus this on the apples of my cheek to give me back that softer, you know, tone of blush to even it out on both sides. I am going blush heavy, but I'm about to clean it up, you guys, with my Jaclyn Cosmetics under eye setting palette. This is a trick of mine that I like to do. So if you feel like you go in with a little bit too much blush, but like, hello, it's me. I really don't feel like I go in with too much blush because I love blush. I love it so much. But obviously I have a lot on because I did pile on a lot. So normally I wouldn't pile on this much blush. But no matter what, if I have a little bit of blush on or a lot of blush on, I have to go in with my Jaclyn Cosmetics under eye setting palette to fix up everything, to set everything. What I like to do is I like to take this shade right here. This is the shade Apricot. And I like to take some on my brush and then just kind of like go under my eye and then bring it into the blush, because it'll kind of like soften up that blush line between the blush and your under eye. Because you really want that under eye to still have like that brighten effect. You don't want the blush to be taken up too high. So I'm just going to show you guys how the two sides look once I do this nice trick. So now look at my under eye. It's a lot softer. There's no harsh line between the under eye and the blush. You guys, it's just really great. Compared to this side, it's like really high up, but I also have like a brighten effect under my eye. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the same on this side. I always do this. Like, this is a necessity for me. I have to go in with this palette. I have to. I'm just going to take some up here because I always do this as well. Just a little bit of a little trick for y'all. And then I'll just kind of like tap over just a little bit to bring that back in the apples like that. You guys, I love blush. Like, I could tell you all the tips and tricks for blush, okay? I could tell you. Let me also, you guys, I forgot to set my face when I did my makeup today, so I'm gonna just go in with the Morphe Sour Patch Kids Watermelon Slice setting mist. I honestly haven't used this yet. This is my first time using it on camera, so that's exciting. That smells good, it feels good. I love the Morphe mist. But I'm also gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray because I got to do it. Woo! So yeah, all in all, I honestly really love these blushes. These have easily become one of my favorite blushes in my collection. I don't know what it is, but Huda's Glowish line is really killing it. I didn't try the setting powder that she came out with this launch just because I've seen a ton of reviews on that in particular, and I don't know, like I would probably use that as like a highlighter to kind of like dust, kind of like how I would use like the Jaclyn Mood Light powders or the Laura Mercier light catching powder. I would use that the same way. I just haven't picked it up yet, but I will pick it up in the future. I wouldn't use it as a powder foundation at all, but yeah, I love these. I'm so happy I picked them up. I really, really hope that she adds to this line because I think these blushes are beautiful. And for $21, it's a very fair price point when it comes to these two blushes. Really pigmented, a little bit does go a long way, especially with the Berry Juicy shade. Like I said, there's only 4 shades in the collection, but there is a shade for everyone. I feel like the range on all 4 shades is beautiful, so I highly, highly recommend these blushes. I also highly recommend the bronzer from the line. Seriously, check out the bronzer. It's the exact same formula as the blushes, except the blushes just have more pigment to them and more of a color, like, you know, like blush colors, of course. But I really, really love these products in this line. Absolutely stunning. I love them. I love them so much, you guys. Like, this is why I wanted to make a dedicated video on this. I did try to film this video before, but I have been having problems with my camera. My whole video was blurry, but thanks to my boyfriend, I have everything fixed. I love how the quality of everything. I just feel like I look more clear. My movements are more sharp. I love it. I'm obsessed. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.